All right, guys. We're going to get into Black Panther here. I saw it Sunday. You saw it Sunday as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I had to wait. The wife was not having it for some reason.
So, what were your initial thoughts about this so-called great movie?
So-called? Oh, man. Is that what's going to happen? I obviously loved Black Panther from Civil War. So going into it, I know absolutely nothing about the character. All I know is what we've seen in Civil War, which I loved. That's pretty much all I knew. I didn't expect anything else. So I was open to excellence, I guess I would say. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was entertained from start to finish. I was really intrigued by how they had how Wakanda was. I thought it was really cool that it was a blend of like their tribal heritage and crazy advanced technology, even crazier than Tony Stark ever had. So cool juxtaposition there. The setting was cool. I'm trying to think of complaints, but why don't you reel off your initial thoughts, expectations?
I didn't know what to expect. I don't know the background of Black Panther. I thought that it was awesome. It was a really good movie.
What did you try to mean earlier when you said this so-called great movie?
Well, everyone was assuming it was perfect.
Assuming it was perfect? What do you mean? It just got really good reviews.
It did.
I said it just got really good reviews, not like it was perfection on a fucking screen.
No, I heard a lot of hype about it, and I didn't know what to expect going in because I don't know anything about him. But I thought the background story to Wakanda and the Black Panther and the whole thing was so perfect. Even the fact that, like you just said, it was kind of a cool infusion of like alien technology and African culture.
Yeah.
And it fits so well. And they had that, but they had the African culture ingrained into everything. The fact they had tribes, the garments they were wearing, the clothes that they were wearing, the showdown that they had on the fucking riverbed or whatever. I thought it was perfect. That it all made sense. I was pleasantly surprised. The couple shaky things were very minor. Before I forget, the fact that you said it was almost like more advanced than Tony Stark. That's the first thing I thought was like, man, this technology's been around for 1,000 years. The fact that Tony was just rich and like made some machines makes him a superhero. But the fact that this stuff's been around like negates Tony Stark. Why do you need Tony Stark?
It's kind of true. I'm
like,
really
we
curious.
have a guy in a suit that absorbs energy and can't die.
That was
and
so cool.
Like, the only thing he can't do is fly, but just buy some Tony Stark shit.
Tony Stark. Tony Stark. I'm really curious to see now that I don't know if you watch the post-credit scenes, but now that Wakanda is like open to the world, once he meets and like has a longer discussion with Tony Stark, I wonder how like that's going to influence his Iron Man suits, or if he's going to change anything, or if he's going to get some vibranium upgrades or anything.
So unfortunately, I missed the second one. I thought they were done with it.
You dangus.
So I am assuming that's the one that he talks to Tony.
He doesn't talk to Tony at all.
Oh, what's
I'm
the
just
second?
saying. I'm wondering if in Infinity War or something. Now that the first one is he goes up in front of the UN and says, "We've been in hiding forever. Now we're going to finally come out."
Yeah. I want the world to know Raquanda has it.
Raquanda. Let's stop that right now.
I need a beer.
But he says, "Me too, man. I'm telling you." And I have to look at Land Grant all day, and I'm just like salivating,
smelling, saturation,
spacitation
of the man panties.
Anyways, we try to get through this. He goes in front of the UN. He says, "We've been in hiding forever, but we're going to finally come out and share our texts, share our tech with you, and share what we've learned and our wealth and everything like that." So that's what made me think about him introducing some upgrades to Tony Stark or something like that. And
Tony Stark or Spider-Man.
Well, who makes Spider-Man suits? Tony Stark. And then the one at the very end was Winter Soldier in hiding in one of the huts in Wakanda. Because you remember at the end of Civil War, Cap took him to Black Panther's place in Wakanda, and they're in hiding.
When? Which movie?
At the end of Civil War. Do you not
remember that?
That was one of the post-credit scenes in Civil War. So Cap, at the end of the movie, finally saves Bucky, almost kills Iron Man, and then he goes with Black Panther back to Wakanda. So Cap and Winter Soldier are in hiding in Wakanda.
Who the fuck was that?
Why are you so pissed about that news?
I like that the two white dudes in the movie were Bilbo Baggins and Smeagol.
That's so funny. The one part in when they have Andy Serkis tied up in the interrogation and he screams that they stole it. All I could think of was fucking Smeagol.
Stole it.
Yeah. No, they were great too. I didn't expect Andy Serkis to go out that early on. I thought he was going to be throughout the whole movie.
He fucking killed it too.
Yeah, he was great. This is the first time I've seen him in a not
mocap
CGI. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like really astounded with his skills.
Well, it takes extra skills to do the mocap thing, and we were talking about the Planet of the Apes stuff that he did, and Snoke, where his face like isn't on screen. It's just all of his emotions. Yeah, so he killed it. I didn't expect him to be such a badass, and him fit the role.
Yeah, dude.
It was exciting.
It was awesome.
So, any gripes about the movie?
I don't know if I'm totally in love with the villain.
That's what other people were saying. I was okay with him. The gripe I had was his buddy that turned on the Wakanda so quickly. His like first in command. When he came back and was like, I couldn't kill Smeagol. And he's you should have. I fucking hate my culture and fuck this. And I'm like, whoa, dude. What are you doing?
Because his girlfriend is the general. It's like pretty much second in command, like in charge of the forces. So I was surprised with that as well, that he like just fucking turned traitor so quickly.
I thought the background of the villain, I forget his name, Full Throttle or some shit.
It's that bad. I'm surprised they kept it. Killmonger. I kind of understood like his background and his purpose though, because he was born of that descent, but he was treated like a piece of shit, like everybody else that could benefit from, the adamantium or whatever the fuck the stuff is. Vibranium.
What vibranium?
Yeah.
So I completely understood. Now the fact that he was like tearing down the culture from the inside out was like, oh, okay. You're pushing it a little too far, because now there can't be any more Black Panthers after this one.
Yeah, that was one thing that rubbed me the wrong way too. That was like extreme. Yeah, I don't know. I get his backstory. I think I say this about every single Star Wars or Marvel movie, but a little bit more I think would have been good. I just want to know how much Wakandan tradition he picked up until he was like 8. And then his dad died, and then the rest of his life, like how much does he know, I guess? And how did he learn all that, like the whole language and everything so quickly?
Well, he did find his dad's book, right? And he was,
yeah, that's right.
So
that explains some of it.
So he had a Wakandan, history book, but
encyclopedia.
It's like
Ray with the
I don't know. I liked the action in the movie. I thought his suit powers made sense. I thought the fact that it absorbed kinetic energy was kind of outrageous, to be honest. But I was like, okay, like I don't know what vibranium can or can't do, so who am I to say it's dumb or not?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was fucking badass, but it was a little extreme. Then again, the idea of Iron Man's extreme. Fuck it.
But that makes sense. It's powered by something. It's electronic, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you try to kill me, you're going to try to punch me. Well, since you punched me, I got more powerful. He was almost like a doomsday in a way.
Yeah.
Well, you cut off my arm. Now I got 3 of them. What are you going to do about those? Nope.
I think it's... All right, so Iron Man, obviously, when he starts off with the suit, he has to stand in that little platform and have his machines equip the suit to him. And then eventually he gets to a point where he can just open up a suitcase and he pushes a button and it just wraps itself around his body. I thought, and that's cool, I just thought that the suit being stored in his necklace and then just like morphing itself onto his body was just a little weird. But we have no fucking idea what vibranium can and cannot do, so I guess that explains it.
But that makes me feel like it's not a suit, like it's more of like a hologram or like a like an energy shield from KOTOR. You like activate it and it just goes wow. Instead of, but I don't know. Because it seemed like a physical suit that you could touch.
I'm not a vibranium expert.
I'm not yet. You know, we got to read up on it. Jacob Weiss will school us on some shit, and then.
How did Howard Stark get that vibranium all the way back in the day when he made Cap's shield? What are you doing?
I don't know. Hold on.
King T'Challa's over there fucking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the actual comic history, so this could be obvious and I just missed it, but I want to know how they got vibranium for Captain Shield way back in World War II. How did it happen?
Well, obviously, some people have to sneak in somehow, or I don't know, drug deals or something. I don't know.
Well, they said what's his face is the first time that anybody's like breached their defenses or whatever.
Is Cap Shield vibranium?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because they said the vibranium came from a comet or something that hit. Maybe it was just part of another comet or something. I don't know. You didn't think about that.
There's good feedback. I'm going to show this. So I think everyone was ranting and raving about it first because it had a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. I actually think it debuted at 100% and is now down to 97%. Which debuting at 100% is, I don't know. We've argued about that. Like, why can't any movie ever be 100%? But also, to rate it a perfect movie is so hard to actually do. And then IMDb had a 7.9.
I thought the casting was really good too, though.
Oh yeah.
The only one that I wasn't 100% sure about was Warmonger. What's his name? Michael William Scott.
Killmonger. No, I thought his casting was awesome because I think he was in some other superhero movie, and then he was Human Torch in the newest Fantastic Four, which was obviously terrible. So it's good to see him in an actual good superhero movie. His acting was great. I thought he branched that, like, coming from Southern California, but being part of Wakanda. I think he combined those two really well. Like I said, it was just a wee bit more backstory on him would have been sweet. But hey, you can only fit so much into like a 2-hour movie. So it is what it is. What do you think of this just showed up on the screen here? Andy Serkis's like Terminator 2 arm that like split in half and then launched shit.
his arm cannon. Yeah, I just chalked it up as okay, whatever. I didn't have a thought about it because if I really started thinking about it, I probably would have shit on it. But like why?
Can't think in too much detail about this.
So I was just like, it's a superhero movie. I'm not gonna try to start trolling on it. Whatever. Let him have a fucking arm that shoots.
I chalked it up to it was kind of like the stuff that, what the fuck is his name? The bad guy in Spider-Man. Vulture. It's kind of like the stuff that Vulture had. He was salvaging like alien tech from the Avengers disaster in New York and turning it into crazy weapons. It was kind of like that. Just stuff that a human should never be able to do, but alien tech brought it around.
Around town.
Around town.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the movie. It was a good movie. Casting was great.
Mm-hmm.
Saul Guerrero was great.
Yeah, he was. Did Dane say anything on the Patreon call yesterday? He was talking shit like it was a Lion King ripoff.
No, Dane was not on a call yesterday.
Dane, you fucking bro.
So, yeah. Overall rating or any other thoughts about Black Panther?
3 stars for sure. Beer rating style, 3 stars.
I'll say this. I've been getting not just overwhelmed, but I do think the Marvel Universe is starting to get watered down simply because there's so much content coming out that I'm just not as excited for it. With that said, I thought Black Panther stood alone very well.
Yeah. Well, origin stories, it's easier for them too. But yeah.
So, but even like Spider-Man Homecoming, of course they have to have Tony Stark in half of it and all this shit. I'm like, look, can we just do Spider-Man? Can we just do fucking Spider-Man? I don't want to see Tony Stark. I don't want to hear about the Hulk. I don't want to have to do any of this shit. So Black Panther finally came in, and it was like the slightest, like, yeah, there's other like crazy people out there. That's all we needed to know. Everything else was Wakanda and Black Panther. So I was wholeheartedly happy about it. What was Bilbo Baggins? What was his character, and where else did he come from?
He was in
Civil War?
Yeah, it was either that or Age of Ultron. I can't remember.
And he was like just kind of a commander or something, or CIA doucher.
It was Civil War because once Winter Soldier blows up that building and kills T'Challa's dad. His name is T'Chaka. I mixed those two up. They have him in custody, and Bilbo Baggins is like interrogating him. And then I think he leaves, and then that fucking Hammerfell guy comes in and says those crazy ass Russian words to him, and then he morphs into Winter Soldier and breaks out and kills people.
Ah.
And I thought he was in Ultron too, but I must have been mistaken.
See, I knew I had seen him before, and they were pulling him out of something, but I haven't seen all the movies in a long time.
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
So, yeah, it's interesting that you say that you're getting a little overwhelmed. There is a lot coming out, but I'm okay with it.
It's almost like underwhelmed. Like, I don't... there's so much shit coming out. I don't care as much. I really don't. And that's why, like, when like Get Out came out, I was so happy because it was something different. It came out. I was like, yes, something. Just give me some other shit. Mm-hmm. Why is there just? It's been Star Wars and superheroes for a decade straight, and there hasn't been a lot of focus on other good movies. Which maybe it's just because that's what we focus on. But
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not mad that there's a shit ton of Marvel movies because they've all been really good, with a few exceptions like Hulk and Iron Man 3 and stuff. And I haven't seen Thor 2 yet, so maybe that one as well. And I just watched Thor last night, and it was okay.
The Ragnarok one?
No, the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was not bad. I think Thor as a character's interesting, but I think it was early enough where they didn't really have a grasp on what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, they were right about to like be amazing at making all of them, and then tied that with you're talking about the actual stories of like Odin and Thor being in Asgard, and it's hard to pull that off. I think they did a pretty good job, but it's hard to make like Norse mythology come to life and make it be believable. But
well,
okay.
And it's a weird mix of power, because when we think about Thor coming down, he's a god, he's an alien. But then Hulk, he is just a fucking fucked up like science experiment, and he can annihilate easily Thor. So like
that's why Hulk's so mysterious.
Well, even Black Panther,
intriguing.
I would say he could probably take Hulk or take Thor out. So just the whole idea of gods and that mythology part of it, it's very interesting of how they shuffle it into the superhero universe, because it's almost like nothing adds up. Whoever's name is on the title is going to be the most powerful person in the movie.
Interesting.
Like, really think about it. If you wanted to rank like top 3 superheroes,
like strongest,
yeah. And that could be most intelligent and everything, but I have one that it's impossible to kill him, so.
What?
Doctor Strange. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he didn't reach his full potential in his origin story movie. So I don't know. Like, and you read the comics, so I don't know exactly how crazy he actually gets. But
I mean, I'm sure there's ways to kill them all, and I get that, but dude, what I would do for Infinity Wars, Doctor Strange should just sit there, and someone should create an impenetrable box and put Hulk in it. Just impenetrable. And Doctor Strange should just fucking warp people in there one by one and have Hulk just romp them. Thanos,
ridiculous.
You're up next. Boom. And then he's there. And what the fuck are you going to do now?
Yeah, man. It's crazy how it's coming to. I think this is why I like the Marvel movies so much, is because you start off with origin stories and cameos, and you're going to come to this head in Infinity War where everyone, Illuminati, where everyone that has ever been in a Marvel movie that isn't dead is going to be in this. and the Guardians are showing up. Thanos is finally showing up. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm excited to have people fucking die off too. So I don't have
Hopefully.
to
Yeah,
see
they
them
need
on
to kill some
screen.
people.